Thank you. Third and final frame. Nigel Bond to break.
That was a fluke.
Yeah, very much so. It was a poor shot, actually, poor safety shot. You might call it much too thin, and the other part about it, because he played it so badly, the cue ball's bounced out of bulk. Made Steve have a little scowl on his face. Didn't hit that one very cleanly. I think there is a red on just above the pink there, left corner. There it is.
Six.
Now, is his cueing going to be restricted here?
Yeah, I believe it has to be. Just means that the pot's missable, and so his position. Cueing right over the pink there. Couldn't hold the previous shot on the blue. Means that the pressure builds. He's
12.
Wrong side of the blue, and not easy to get on that red that's right down the table closest to the black. Not from there. Made it all wrong. And got the perfect split as well,
12.
ironically.
Nigel Bond.
Yes, didn't try to get on the loose red, tried to attack the bunch.
1.
Yes, and I mean, Steve, with no option to play on the black, this is a big one now coming. And so is probably the next shot, trying to get onto the black, and then all of a sudden
8.
he'll be favourite in the frame because he's in first with a proper chance.
Nine. $16.
Well, played it with freedom as well. Developing 2 or 3 other reds in the process.
17.
Has he finished a little straight on this? I think so. Well, I think the angle that he's got is probably the worst angle. It's just the wrong side of being straight. So he's got to use a little bit of screw inside on this shot. Might have a big pocket red with the middle, with the run close to the pocket there if it goes slightly wrong this next shot. Prefer to pot it directly, of course. Yes, beautifully cued. Obviously, we know this is a deciding frame. Wishing to put the mockers on him, but just generally, in the last couple of matches, he's played with a lot of freedom. Just a bit more like the Steve Davis of many years ago.
He'd like to win. and he's got no fear of
32.
defeat. Not like the days when there was so much pressure, but he certainly still would like to win this.
Yeah, he had the backup red in the middle that was always going to be there. It's not the one he played on there, I don't think, but it was always going to be a possibility. That is,
33.
that's a very poor shot from Steve. To misjudge the pace like that. He's loath to roll up behind a colour. He wants to keep the break going. He knows that the last shot was a bad one. But he ignored it, pretended it never happened. And that is a very brave recovery shot.
37.
Oh, they're lined up here, aren't they? Red's potting from all angles. There wasn't a lot of room to play with there. 95% pot success. That's up with the top players in the world as we speak, Clive.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it rose another percentage point or so, because he's definitely going for the line here.
And nice little cannons and cue ball control, which, as I said earlier in one of his previous matches, always been one of the great strengths of Steve. Ability to keep that cue ball under tight control. And that's another excellent shot.
53.
Got a cannon the other red, maybe run through slightly.
54.
And there you have it, the red to the left middle. It's all happening here. Lead of what'll be 48 points. Colour, red colour. And he's there.
Well, I said last evening when
60.
Davis cleared up with 94 that that was how he played all the time in his prime, and he's giving us another reprise of his prime in the last half hour or so.
Yes, absolutely. He's one of the all-time greats of this game. This is the one
61.
he wants. This is for a world title.
Well, he loses position, but not before he's gone 56 in
68.
front with only 51 on the table.
Steve Davis, 68.
Very nice break of 68 for Steve. Played with fluency, didn't take him very long. It's only an 8-minute frame, and he's barring snooker's put it beyond Nigel Bond. But Steve is absolutely one of the greats. I mean, not only as a player, everything he's achieved, but the way that he's always conducted himself over all those years. And I've known him a long, long time, and he's never really changed as a person either. Someone with no ego to speak of whatsoever.
For all those reasons you mentioned, Neil, I think that a knighthood would be appropriate for Steve Davis. He's done so much for the game. He's been such a distinguished ambassador for it.
Well, there you are. Well, he knows he's won now. And Nigel's a very tough player to beat. He'll obviously be disappointed, but well done to Steve Davis.
One.
The moment is almost here.
Steve Davis won 6 world titles in the 80s, 6 UKs, 3 Masters, including 1 in the 90s. 28 world ranking tournaments
Shot
in
clock in
all.
operation.
Terrific playing record. And how much he enjoys playing. He really relishes the battle.
One.
Bond is going to battle it out as long as there's even a flicker of hope.
Eight.
I think he's
Nigel
left some
Bond,
sort of a gap
8.
here. Maybe a closer snooker. Steve can play a little left-handed swerve.
Nigel Bond has made a fine defence of his title. He got within 1 frame of retaining it. But unless something very remarkable happens, he's going to have to settle for second prize this year. He didn't intend to pop that. He played to knock the red back off the middle pocket draw. So there it is. Steve Davis, 6 times world champion, 6 times UK champion, 3 times Masters champion, and now the cherry on the cake, World Seniors champion for the first time. £18,000 for Davis, £8,000 for Bond. And now I'm sure that he'll relish the coming ceremony. There's nothing like the feeling of holding up a trophy on final night.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrific to see Steve still playing at this high level, isn't it? And there are no signs that he's ever going to stop playing. He loves the game, and I guess it's for moments like this. And while everyone's enjoyed these last couple of days, it's all about the winner, and there he is, that man again, who has been the winner so many times over so many years.
So now we're ready, I think, for the presentation. And that will be in the hands of our MC, John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now the presentation. Would you please welcome the Chief Executive of World Snooker, Mr. Steve Dawson. And on behalf of our title sponsors, 888 Casino, the VIP event coordinator, Grunya Underwood. Winning the silver medal and £8,000, ladies and gentlemen, Nigel Bond. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner receiving the magnificent trophy, £18,000, but most important of all, the title. 888 Casino, World Senior Snooker Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time in history, the 7 times Snooker Champion of the World, Steve Davis!
Ladies and gents, it has been a wonderful final. Let's do it for Nigel Bond and Steve Davis. Nigel. Let's speak to the runner-up first. Commiserations, it looked like when you got back to 1-1, you had your chance in the final frame. It looked like you were going to make it 2 on the bounce.
Yeah, obviously it was a little bit of, you know, you've got to play that sort of shot to split the reds with a little bit of run inside, and, you know, obviously missed it, and Steve made a great break. You know, he made two good breaks in the last 2 frames, so he deserved it.
Didn't he? Commiserations. Nigel Bond, everyone. Well done, Nigel. Steve Davis, world champion. Again, the first time since 1989. How's that feel?
Thank you very much for reminding me. Well, I forgot what these look like. Yes, but yeah, it's been great fun. Thanks very much to all the crowd for making it special, and obviously 888 and all the referees. It's much more of a family atmosphere at these events, backstage. We all try and enjoy ourselves a bit more, and I've had a couple of cracks at this, and I was thinking, oh, no, I'm going to get close and never win it. And obviously the standard will get better as the new players come in, you know, the under 44s, then the under 43s. And so I thought, if I'm going to win it, I better get my skates on. But I enjoyed today. I sort of played all right.
Let me ask you as well, you and I were chatting upstairs earlier. You said it's all about partnerships, and of course your partnership is with your dad, Bill's. I'm guessing watching at home. What will he be thinking now? A very proud father, I'm guessing.
Well, we practiced forever, you know, and we bashed our head against a brick wall. And I said to him a few years back, look, what's the bother of all this technical thing? Let's just play. So we sort of enjoy ourselves now, knock the few balls around, and actually sort of, you know, I've been playing all right, and so you'll be watching at home. So this is for you.
Wonderful stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, your new World Senior Champion of 2013, it's Steve Davis.